and forcing the fingers to open and drop the blade. "Fucker!" The expletive emerged on a definitely masculine note. Not that it mattered. In life-or-death situations, there was no difference between man or woman. Just survival. The defensive moves he'd learned so long ago returned, kind of like riding a bicycle, a skill never completely forgotten. Darren twisted around, locking his legs around the torso of his attacker, feeling the wiry strength of his opponent. A climber, he'd wager, someone nimble and adept at finding crevices on the outside of buildings and entering where they shouldn't, a skill they taught at the academy. In the midst of grappling, Darren couldn't help but wonder if he would recognize the face if he pulled off the mask. Is this one of my students come to pay some final respects? It wouldn't be the first time. Despite all the screening done before admittance and the help the Secundus Academy gave to those selected for their program, there were always some who failed. If they were not deemed harmful and understood the penalty if they talked, they were released. But resentment could come after the fact. Sometimes those who passed and graduated the tough school decided to find umbrage later on, mostly because they didn't understand how to monetize the skills the Academy gave them. The Academy didn't guarantee them success. The graduates had to take responsibility for that. But the ways of the human mind were intricate, and those taught to kill even more complex. Sometimes teaching someone to fight and defend caused a person to revert to more primitive actions and ways of thinking. Was his attacker an idiot who decided to blame his own shortcomings on Darren? It would be the last stupid thing he did. Darren struggled with his assailant, giving thanks that he worked out daily to keep in shape, unlike other guys his age, just shy of 40, who let work get in the way. But strength and skill against someone younger didn't help in this case. His assailant wasn't a novice or a guy without skill. Darren would need an advantage. Throwing himself sideways, Darren reached for a bedside lamp. Every bedroom should have one. It provided the perfect weapon in plain sight. His hand curled around the base, and he yanked it toward him, using it to club the fellow on the side of the head. Whack! "Motherfucker!" hissed the guy, his language skills seemingly rather limited. All Darren could see of him through the mask was the whites of his eyes. Of more interest were the intruder's hands reaching for and squeezing Darren's neck. Wrong move. Choking took too long. Still holding the lamp, Darren swung again. Thud. The hard blow caused his opponent to loosen his grip and reel away from Darren. Rising from the bed, Darren noted, via the pale light filtering through the drapes, his intruder beating a retreat, but only so he could regroup. With his knife lost, the guy reached for his thigh and the holster strapped there. Dressed only in sleep pants, Darren wore no protection against a bullet. Time to end this. Before the guy could aim, Darren charged and yelled. The noise served as a distraction as he abruptly halted and pivoted on one foot, his other arcing high and hard into the air, kicking the gun from the man's hand. Darren immediately followed with a quick left hook, and then a right uppercut to the face. His assailant staggered, but Darren didn't relent. Thrust, jab, kick. The guy couldn't handle the flurry of blows and hit the floor with a hard thump. Darren pounced. By the time the door to his room slammed open, bouncing off the wall, Darren had kneeled on his attacker, pressing his face into the plush carpet while twisting his intruder's arms behind his back. "What the fuck is going on?" bellowed Marcus. "About time you showed up, sleeping beauty. Not that I need you, it seems." Darren wrenched a limb far enough to cause the intruder to yelp. "Where did he come from?" Marcus snapped. "The window. Seems someone likes to climb." Darren's bodyguard, gun in hand, headed to the window and took a peek outside while asking, "Why didn't the alarm go off?" "Good question, and one we'll have to find an answer to. But right now, what do you say we take care of our..."